Hello, my name is Lexi Fumonti, and today I will be presenting my critical analysis for Inside Out on fearing change. Inside Out is a cartoon Pixar film released in 2015, which was created by Pete Docter and Ronnie Del Carmen. In the movie, the main character is an 11-year-old named Riley. The storyline follows her journey, moving from the only home she has ever known to San Francisco with her parents. Riley's characterized emotions, joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear, join her on this journey and help her with decision making. Quickly into the start of her new life, the stress of the move brings Sadness's character into play. This leads to a mishap with Riley's core memories, and not only Sadness, but Joy gets swept out of headquarters and into a further part of Riley's mind. Without Joy, the leader of the emotions, anger, disgust, and fear are left in control of Riley while she is going through many major changes within her life. Joy and Sadness eventually find their way back into headquarters, while Riley learns many valuable life lessons and gets to know her other, not so positive emotions. In addition, she learns to accept the other emotions and parts of her, such as anxiety, while facing her fear of change. The film Inside Out is centered on fear of change in psychological ways using science fiction film methods. Society fears play a major role in today's films through cinematic means, representing psychological factors such as memory, emotion, and imagination. This is a quote from Moss Wellington. Riley is challenged to overcome her fear of change by learning it is okay to go through other emotions than happiness. As young people appear to experience more anxieties about the future and consequent mental health complications than ever before, insights into a developing directive function of autobiography that is updating the emotional meaning one attaches to past experiences in order to imagine future selves and project future actions. This is also a quote from Moss Wellington. It throws light on how, especially in younger people, such as 11-year-old Riley, in the film, struggle more so with their emotions. Therefore, something as big as moving away across the country from the only school, home, friends, and memory one has ever owned will be bringing into play fear brought by change. Next, we will talk about a few instances which portray the relation between the film and psychological aspects. In the beginning of the film, the viewer can clearly see that Joy is the emotion in charge. Joy likes to keep Riley's life as lighthearted and happy as possible. With that, she tries to keep Sadness away from unbalancing Riley's life. But with all the change going on in Riley's life, Sadness feels necessity for touching Riley's core memories and being a greater part of her life. When Joy and Sadness are stranded from headquarters, they find themselves traveling through different sections of Riley's mind and facing challenges at each. As the emotions undergo a series of representational changes, suddenly finding themselves two-dimensional or morphing into abstract art. Practically, the relatively non-serious presentation of these aspects of cognition lends an entertaining counterpoint to what might otherwise be an overly maudlin cinematic experience. As Riley has done, they similarly sequester painful emotions for a time to make sense of them and contribute to the film's eventual claim to representing mixed emotion. This is also a quote from Moss Wellington. The film shows Riley's emotions going through these series of changes and challenges in the depths of Riley's mind for not just cinematic purposes. This is supposed to represent Riley's emotions maturing and changing with her as they go through the series of changes. At the same time as they are going through these internal changes, Riley's personality islands begin to collapse. Throughout this section of the narrative, profound internal changes in a formally secure sense of being in the world are represented as the progressive collapse of Riley's personality islands, those cherished aspects of a stable and centered young identity.